Good afternoon, good morning, or good evening, no matter where you are. It is all good because it's time for AEL High School Cup Marble Rivals Term 1 with Matsy and Racquet coming to you live for another week of this generational gameplay. Racquet's put the glasses on. He knows we're going to mean business today. And Racquet, how you feeling?
Fantastic, mate. Good to see you again. And now I can actually see you because my eyesight over time has gotten worse. So I just made sure that I could see your full face at its prime condition there,
I
mate.
appreciate that.
And that way I can see the prime gameplay in full HD as well. Otherwise, it's pixelated. It's like when you watch YouTube at 240p. That's what that's what my eyesight is like from default. So I was like, okay, equip the superhero glasses, and we're ready to rumble.
Where's my super suit? That's the big question, isn't it? But speaking of big questions, let's answer our favorite question. Who are our favorite people right now? It is none other than AOC. AGON by AOC, to be specific, the #1 gaming monitor brand in the world. AGON by AOC provide best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs. But do not forget, number 2, I'm feeling hungry and so are you. It's Indomie, the noodle partner, made with high-quality flour and selected ingredients and spices. A plate of Indomie mee goreng will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available today from your local grocer or at indomie.com.au. But, Mr. Racquet, another one. Last but not least, it is No Vape. The AEL, in partnership with the Department of Health and Aged Care, is promoting our You've Got No Game When You Vape campaign. Do you know the harms and risks of vaping? For more information, head to health.gov.au/vaping. And if you'd like help to quit, check out the My Quit Buddy app. It tracks your progress and helps you to stay motivated. Or call Quitline on 137848 and talk to a professional counselor for free and confidential advice about quitting. So big shout out to all of our wonderful sponsors there. They definitely help the world go round, so to speak, for us. And we love to see them. Speaking of what we love to see, though, Racquet, I think it's almost impeccable timing that we should be getting into the first game right now.
There we go. Very good timing. Very good timing. And you know what, Patsy, fun little fact before the stream, I actually had some Mega Ring noodles myself, some Indomie.
What flavor? What flavor?
Tell me, just the standard one. You can't go wrong with it. It's the age-old classic.
Of course.
Yeah. So, I'm all powered up and ready to go. So hopefully the same is to be said for all these players coming in. Of course, we had the ban phase at the start of the match. Venom and Invisible Woman. A couple of characters that we haven't actually seen banned throughout the whole kind of duration of that season so far. Looks like Jeff and Luna are going to be banned through too, but one thing that I have noticed, Matty, is that a lot of the support pool is being pinched in a lot of these games, so people not willing to kind of have all of those defensive ults online, wanting to make sure that their DPS get as much value as possible, not wanting to go up against that at the end of the day. So to say that, they still do have defensive ults available, right? You have the Cloak and Dagger, the Mantis, Loki can steal stuff as well, so those options are on the table if need be.
Oh, I was getting hopeful for a second there, Racquet. I'm thinking, is it going to happen? Mr. Fantastic? Is it real? Is it today? I think today is the day. Well, this is the first time I think we've seen it all season so far, right? I don't think we've seen one.
Yeah.
So great to see some creativity coming out of these players here, because, you don't see every character in the game every day. And this is one of the rarer ones, I suppose, but here it is.
For sure.
I'm a bit scared for them, though, on the MG Marvelous Rivals side, considering, I guess, the mobility of Punchball Boys High School there. I think they've got a lot of attack power with the Psylocke. They have the Iron Fist, Scarlet Witch. I think there's a lot of sneaky potential for them. And I worry for the Marvelous Rivals.
It's definitely going to be hard to lock them down with all that mobility, but Marvelous Rivals, they're sort of using Mr. Fantastic as like a pseudo off-tank position right now. Obviously, doesn't occupy the tank role directly, but is quite tanky, and the kit does provide a lot of utility to sort of occupy that anyway. So let's see if he can provide the peeling in the backline here for the dive up against the Psylocke and the Iron Fist. In the big mode, but being slapped in the back by Iron Fist. Speaking of, durable but very, very low, needs support from the healers, and is backed, having to back down in that situation. The damage boost as well, right? That's going to be another thing that they're going to have to deal with, because that just provides so much firepower. And speaking of, you're seeing damage come out from the rocket passive there.
Yeah, great combination with the Winter Soldier. Really able to utilize that effectively. Unlimited bullets, just going to be generational. But speaking of generational, we got a generational run coming out from Doctor Strange right now. Really doing a lot of work for their team. Keeping the enemies off the point as much as they possibly can here. And proving that their composition is pretty effective. Like just shutting down the Iron Fist there. Trying to stagger out their opponents slowly but surely. And they're on a pretty good run towards that 50th percentile.
They are, and they're being very proactive so far. Using the Winter Soldier ultimate straight away. Getting 3, immediately make it 4. Turn it to 5 perhaps. And there we go. That feels like it's game, set, match within the first 50% of the first round. That's a fantastic way to snowball your lead indeed. I like the aggressiveness in that situation. They didn't put their fingers off the trigger, and they didn't even wait for the Punch Bowl boys to go almost past the choke point there, just immediately crashing down on them. And that is a sign of massive confidence. Having to use the Doctor Strange portal to get back on point here because they've lost a lot of time.
Yeah, unfortunately losing a lot of time there. At least they can get the Eye of Agamotto out though, but isn't able to make too much of a splash there. We'll be able to force them back a little more. Look at all the kills coming through now. Marvelous Rivals finding everything. Human Torch even coming through there. Haven't seen too much of that one either, but we are heading towards the end of the first point now. This could be a lead taken by Marvelous Rivals. All that's stopping them is the Punch Bowl boys high school there. But the time is up. And they'll snap into it, taking the first.
There we go. It is done for the time being. And one thing actually that I suppose is different from the previous weeks is that I think this is the first week that the Thing and Human Torch are actually enabled. So that opportunity is there for the squad if they decide to pick that through. I think one thing to note as well, though, Invisible Woman has been banned throughout this match, so the team-up opportunities with the Fantastic Four aren't going to be as strong, but I mean, Marvelous Rivals, they don't necessarily need that with the performance they've been having so far, but could also benefit Torch as well, being more durable in the sky in case of need be, because definitely will be pressured by, you know, the Rocket Raccoon bullet passive in conjunction with the Winter Soldier peppering from afar if need be. So they have a decent amount of tools to deal with the dive here. Marvelous Rivals here, especially the Loki, a really underrated support in dealing with the dive in the backline. Winter Soldier accompanying that with the CC. They do definitely have the squad to go up against an Iron Fist that is just a pest. But it looks like, you know, the Punch Bowls, we've seen sort of a similar different type of composition, right? They're trying their luck with different heroes to see if they can now puncture through the backline and see if that's successful.
Yeah, have to see if they can find success there. Lots of damage coming out. Goodbye, Star-Lord. And perhaps goodbye to more. Great targeting coming through from the Marvelous Rivals here. I'm really impressed with how they're just able to single out their opponents. No matter how mobile the Punch Bowl boys comp is, the targeting, the synergy coming out from Marvelous Rivals has just been perfect. They know exactly who they want to try and take down and exactly how they want to get there. It's just a seamless transition. Oh, and that ult is going to get shut down promptly as well. That is just a series of unfortunate events. Surely there's an opportunity for Punch Bowl, though.
And with that ultimate denied, means they didn't have to invest the support ultimate for Cloak and Dagger to try and decline it. But maybe they have to use it up against the Blaze here. But no, they don't have to. Using an offensive ult in the back line to try and rebuttal when exactly they would do that. Spawn killing, stop it!
Just got to go again and again and again. And they will be able to take full control there. Percentage building up once again now, heading closely towards the halfway point here. Marvelous Rivals taking a lead as well. So close to map 1 of 3 here. See if they can maneuver it as they get towards the halfway point now. Taking it easy. Squirrel Girl actually being brought out with the Magneto too. You can see they're really trying anything here to just gain an inch onto the point. And here comes the Panther. Diving into the supports, trying to make an impact here. Oh, they are getting right deep into it. Rocket's in trouble right now, but they've got their teammates there to support them. Panther is shut down. They will be forced back once again.
Nice peeling up against the Panther, having to use everything in the back line. The lamp from Loki provides massive utility up against that particular play, and headshot after headshot being provided here, just mowing down the front line bit by bit. And the Marvelous Rivals, they just have their hand on the pulse throughout this whole game. They are not stopping whatsoever, and they will continue to follow the punch bowl. Boys, forward through with the Eye of Agamotto, stunning the opposition as they try to come through, and that is a comfortable win if I've ever seen one.
Absolutely, Racket. Comfort is pressing in there, and they will be all happy, all feeling good with the first map in the bag there. MVP, Destrol. Fair enough. They were on quite the roll in that game. In fact, I've got to say, that skin kind of looks like Geralt.
It does.
Yeah.
It does, honestly.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's the hair. Yeah, the hair. But great stuff coming out of map 1 there. Marvelous Rivals on top. 1 or 2 more maps to go, though, to find out who the real victor is going to be. And let's see what else is going to be in store. But, Racket, before we get into that, let's head to a quick break while we get this next map set up. Welcome back, everybody. We are in to map number 2. Our bands are through. It's Strange, Winter Soldier, Jeff, and Invisible Girl 2. Or Cloak and Dagger, I think. I can't tell from here, Racket. You might need to help. My eyes aren't working.
That's invisible. That's invisible.
Invisible Girl.
Okay.
Yep. I can see better now. Sorry.
That's okay. All you needed was my glasses, mate. Or I have to next time I see you in real life.
I dropped them like Velma, you know.
You couldn't find them. That's the problem if you drop glasses.
Yeah.
That's the problem. You can't find them. That's the age-old problem.
I understand these bans though coming out. Yep. I think that Strange and Winter Soldier had such a large impact in the last map there, and so it makes sense they try to ban those out, right? To try and take down some of the firepower of their opponents.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I like these sort of in-series adaptations of the band saying, hey, this is something that we couldn't necessarily deal with for the last game. Let's make sure our opposition does not have those tools available. So nice little draft adaptation to make sure that they don't face those exact same tools. And that will definitely help their backline threat with the dive that they have incoming for their team. So it'll be a little bit more difficult for Marvelous rivals to peel now. They have less overall tools, but in saying that, because of that, they've sort of shifted their composition towards triple support. So they will have a bit more utility and healing to fend for each other and assist if that happens.
Absolutely. And that's exactly what they need. Just to be able to utilize the flexibility there. Groot doing a great job right now, as a matter of fact. Almost took down Venom there. Did manage to slip away at the last possible moment, but very keen and curious to see what else they'll be able to make out of this one. Cloak and Dagger, good start. Human Torch down, focusing down the Iron Fist now. You can see that centralized fire just coming in again from the Marvelous rivals there. They know exactly what targeting they need to be achieving here. Work as a centralized unit to take down their opponents, and then they're going to be able to kick those goals there. The problem is for the Punch Bowl Boys High School, though, is that they're unable to adapt. When one of their team members is getting focus fire down, they need to try and find some kind of counterattack. Focus fire one of the enemies there to distract them, take their attention away. But they just have such difficulty trying to maneuver around it.
And because of that, they've changed up their composition as well, trying to be a little bit more tanky to make sure that their frontline's more durable, and they're going to be needing that if they are going to be dealing with the Moon Knight just chunking through the opposition bit by bit, getting 3, doing a mass amount of damage, going for even more, was just thirsty for the blood there in the end, but did enough on their own for the push and will grant so much space. Penny Parker is going to be joining the club as well and has a lot of tools. Of course, we're talking about the anti-dive. Penny is also a very good character in this scenario, right? Because of the mines up against the melee is going to be a thorn in the side for Punch Bowl to deal with. Now will be frozen and has to probably fend for themselves and escape here. There we go, getting eliminated by the support. The over-aggression has been punished, but there still will be the push for the cart now.
Yeah, for Mutant Kind, they're going to have to try and make that push, aren't they? But we'll see what they are going to be able to manage here. Venom, focused up, takes down the Iron Fist there. Great way to begin. Look to press the issue once more. Oh, the damage just raining from above. No one dealing with Moon Knight at all. And they're just chunking them down, like you said before. Basically free contests here. They were thinking about their ult for a second there as well, but it's not going to happen. Groot going down as well. Great teamwork once again. Punch Bowl Boys High School just getting staggered out of this one.
And now trying to pressure even further. Ultimate in the backline has been proc to try and get any of the picks, but a support ult has been used in Cloak and Dagger to try and make sure that no one does die in that scenario. So very, very good job. This will negate the dive incoming, and the Moon Knight, of course, speaking about it before, is just sort of perched up like a bird, just firing away without any pressure, any worry in the world, and just so much AoE damage, which means this ultimate can just generate in an instant. This is just free.
Yeah, it's free, and they are certainly making use of that momentum there. Poor Groot, stuck all by the lonesome. Quickly chopped down. Lunar Snow trying to make an impact as well. They're getting kills coming through, don't get me wrong. Like, the Punchbowl Boys High School have at least some potential there, but they just aren't able to find that focus fire. And you can see the pressure from Marvelous Rivals is really keeping them back as well, so they just have so much free reign over the card.
And they're really trying to change their comp up again. Now they have a little bit more aerial fire with the Iron Man in the back here. Just trying to change their identity to see if anything does stick up against a Marvelous Rivals squad, but still they're trying to find their footing. Let's see if anything does stick here. The dive at the back's very good, up, especially up against the Lunar Snow, providing so much damage, distraction, utility, you name it. And this is still a very consistent push. It just feels like Marvelous Rivals has been flowing through like a river, it seems, with this massive push here, just an all-in-one go. Not really having a lot of moments where their momentum has been halted. And they still will have a couple of support ultimates to use for this next fight as well. Moon Knight, you can bet, will be assisting in that scenario. But there we go. Support ultimate will be used to try and help the incoming push too. So, oh, good. Oh, maybe this could help out, but there we go. A couple.
Couple to come in. Maybe a couple more around the bends here. They're looking to put on a show with that Lunar ultimate. Exactly what they need to delay the point at least a little bit longer here. A lot of time they need to play with, and a lot more they need to try and achieve here. We'll see if they are going to be able to do it. Oh, the Moon Knight ultimate destruction on towards a majority of the enemies there. Looking to find even more as well. This is the pressure they needed to push that point again, and they are succeeding, taking them down one by one like dominoes here. Punchbowl Boys High School trying to fall back this time, but there's only so much more ground they can hold.
They're really faltering a little bit at the moment. See how long they can hold on for the time being. Of course, the spawn point is very close, so at least they will have easier access if they do lose these fights in the future, but still, Marvelous Rivals, very, very consistent. They have a few resources available here to use proactively, but speaking of Punchbowl, they decide to use an ultimate of their own, not getting the value that they would have wanted because of the support ultimate from the Cloak and Dagger here. Look, this the flank here. Can it get anything? No, it cannot. Oh, it was so unfortunate. Had the right idea. She didn't get taken out, but still, Marvelous Rivals just maneuvered around the buildings to get in a safe way.
Yeah, give them safe passage there, and it will work out for them for the moment. You can hear the ultimates being activated, everything being locked in right now. Just trying to hold on to this point. The Marvelous Rivals creeping around, though, trading blow for blow here. Somebody's got to take control of this one, and there's only just over a minute to go. Luna gets that all locked in, trying to keep their teammates up healthy as long as they can. Unfortunately, not going to be the same here for Punchbowl. Just trying to hold on to the side. Groot ult comes out as well. See if they can hold them in place. They're forced back to spawn. A great use of the penny ult there, using those mines to succession, Racquet. And the fight just keeps raging on.
Yeah, it definitely is continuously raging on indeed. But this ultimate might provide the nail in the coffin, so to speak. But it's getting rebutted from the back there. Nice focused fire. It looks like Punchbowl Boys finally have a little bit more of a stance here, a little bit more bite to their bark, but they didn't touch the point. That's an unfortunate circumstance. They were so close there. They were responding, but they didn't manage to secure that little spot there in the end, especially, Matsy, in that particular point when you're so close to the spawn. You have an opportunity to come back as the defensive side. That's sort of like your crutch there, but unfortunately, so close, but yet so far.
That's right, so close yet so far. There's going to be a lot of hard work having to be put in there to see if they can take a little bit more for themselves here. But I did like the potential of the defense coming out from the Punchbowl Boys High School there. I think that this was their chance to make a bit of a statement, and they have. They lasted a bit longer than what I initially anticipated, to be honest. They really dove deep to tap into their potential, especially towards that last point there. It wasn't just a landslide. Marvelous Rivals had to put the hard yards in to actually press it up. and keen to see how it all goes down now as Groot walks through what appears to be a Stargate. We'll see how things go down, heading in to the fun zone again as we jump in to the next sector. We'll see the push from Punch Bowl. Marvelous Rivals on the defense. Racquet, it's time to go again.
It is. And the Groot will be assisting with the setup right there. Groot and the Penny setup is very, very defensive, but the Punch Bowl squad, they're going to be trying to deal with that. And looks like we have a Wolverine in the mix here, so a little bit different of a flavor. But yeah, not anymore. Getting absolutely one shot, disappearing into existence. The adamantium not working here.
No, it'll be just like the skeleton in that Deadpool movie, won't it? But
Yep.
there you go. But we are going to be getting into the thick of it there, trading blow for blow. Destro on the Groot this time. Definitely finding a bit of potential on the tank there. They got the double tank set up, so looking to see if they can deal a bit of damage. Unfortunate for them though, Racquet, is they actually have a disconnection. So they're playing 5v6 right now while their teammate tries desperately to get back in game.
Yeah, that definitely will be a factor there. And trying to do as much as they can, getting the pick with the Wolverine to even the odds, using their ultimates to be nice and proactive here. Punch Bowl had a few sort of couple good fights there in a row, and they have given themselves an opportunity to use some ultimates. That one, not going to get the value that they would have hoped, but they have the most important one coming up, which is Groot. Let's see if they can gather up the members of Marvelous Rivals and get an ace. It's a pretty easy way to do it, especially if you track the support ults. Try to bait them out there.
And we're undefeatable as well, Racquet. So the support ultimate being activated there for the Mantis. We'll see if they are going to be able to find a bit more. I can see that Luna Snow now back in game for Marvelous Rivals. So looks like they now can look to tap in, but it's certainly been quite the struggle, hasn't it? They haven't been able to push up as much as they'd like there. Not even close to that first checkpoint. So it's definitely a tough one, so to speak. Or rather, push up for the Punch Bowl sides. Apologies. So Marvelous Rivals definitely doing a good job so far at keeping them back. And if they stole them here, then that will be that.
And now Punch Bowl, they're trying to be the ones to engage here, using a couple of ultimates up front, including the Cloak and Dagger on top of the Groot to try and crunch down the opposition, but that's not going to be enough, as the Marvelous Rivals had their own ultimates to counter in that situation to make sure that they were all topped up with their support ultimates. So they had the necessary defensive resources to stop the onslaught there from the Punch Bowl boys, despite them being the aggressors.
Ruthless aggression coming through. We'll see if they are going to be able to find more of that now. Groot versus Groot. We're in a bloodbath right now. Wolverine trying desperately to get away. Oh no. Oh, they got away. The Groot wall almost being their worst enemy, but ends up being their friend. Now, there's the double. Triple for Destrol on the Groot there, using their vines to succession, keeping enemies away as far as they possibly can. Here comes the Scarlet Ultimate. Oh, they have locked in one kill on Luna Snow, no less. Both supports down, as a matter of fact. This is an impact maker. Great stuff from Punch Bowl.
Yeah, that was a very good usage of ultimates there, but they will be responded with the Groot ultimate. And the Groot ult is something that we have seen a couple of times. Both of these teams have pretty easy win condition to work around. Nice multi-kill there. And, you know, props to the Scarlet Witch player Meow, doing a very, very good job at generating so many ultimates this game as well. Definitely getting a lot of value on the base kit there, and they will need to continue to utilize that to push forward to get these fights on the map here, as they will need to have to push to this second point, because one lost fight and that spells a disaster for the squad of Punch Bowl. So they're going to have to camp nice and firmly on that car.
Yeah, they're going to be able to hold on to their stance on that cart there, trying to go for the best run possible towards that checkpoint. Otherwise, it's game, set, and match right here, right now. We'll see if they are going to be able to find their mark. Oh! Massive impact from the Iron Man. They have taken down so many of their oppressors there, trying desperately to hold on to the point, but that could be exactly what they needed.
Wow. Talk about an ultimate to counter an ultimate. That is textbook stuff there. One of the few characters that can deal with that exact scenario and went through like a charm. Speaking of, more ultimates will be used at the disposure here, trying to follow up after that exact play, but the Marvelous Rivals are still very, very durable. They have managed to collect themselves back onto the payload, but the Punch Bowl boys will find themselves victorious for this fight thanks to that MVP highlight play. And they will slowly get rid of them, but that will grant them another shot at winning this map.
They made it. They worked hard for that first checkpoint, but my gosh, they've made it, Racquet. And they might be looking to do it again, but Racquet, I see my sights set on something different. It's a Spider-Man, it's a Venom. This could be a very different Marvelous Rivals presented to us towards this second checkpoint.
Yeah, for sure. Really going to be pressuring the back line here, trying to make the Punisher's job more difficult. Up against the Iron Man, does have that potential to get the one-shot combo so low. There we go. The flight will not help as Spider-Man can track you, swinging left to right, up and down. Does have the ultimate available if need be, trying to wait out the Lunar Rock, being patient, being calm. It is there if they require the assistance. And nice! Cancelled the Scarlet Witch ultimate with the web as well. Just a textbook performance. The timings are flawless.
Absolutely. Such great impact coming out from that. Just taking down and nullifying those ultimates. Exactly what you need to keep your team in the driver's seat here. And they are doing such a grand job at just keeping them at bay for now. We'll see if they are going to be able to do it all the way to the end, though. Just over a minute is the time remaining before the pressure really starts to push on for Punch Bowl. Oh, and here we go again. It's nullified, though. Unfortunate for the Iron Man.
Scouted out beforehand, especially the Loki clones there too. Wolverine having a little bit of fun up against another form of metal there, but won't be doing as much up against the squishies, so we'll probably have to be accompanied by more assistance in order to get the finishing blows here, but we'll have enough damage but will continuously be pressured. The passive is available, which gives Wolverine a little bit more durability, but will be taken out. But it's okay, because the rest of Marvelous Rivals are alive for the time being. Scarlet Witch ultimate, not enough range to get any secured kills there.
Oh, not enough range, but Spider-Man gets the range, takes down Lunar Snow. Iron Man to follow, though, and perhaps more. Scarlet Witch trying to get out. Punisher ult's available as well. They're getting some damage through there, not able to lock in the kills, though. Spider-Man a bit too tipsy-turvy and takes him down. Good trade back from the Penny, though. Now really trying to put the hard yards in, work a bit harder. The OT timer is on right now. Iron Man fighting from a distance, but their chances trickle down. No one's on the point, and that's that, Racquet. They have done it. Game over.
Game over indeed. It was a valiant effort though at the end. Props to the Punch Bowl boys, definitely holding it a lot closer, and they had the highlight peak pinnacle play for today with that Iron Man ultimate. The Pulse definitely getting so much value up against the Lunar Snow, all grouped up. But overall, of course, Marvelous Rivals, consistent stuff from them. It was a fun match to watch overall, of course, on one of the newer maps too. So it was a pleasure indeed. 56 eliminations by Pineapple Gamer, by the way, on the Venom. So definitely having their impact felt throughout the whole map indeed.
And 51 from the Spider-Man as well. Incredible work coming through from our players there. You just love to see it. It's just amazing. Speaking of amazing though, Racquet, We got more amazing games on their way coming through very soon whilst we get set up for them. Don't go anywhere, everybody. Marvel Rivals coming to you live once again soon. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the AEL High School Cup Marvel Rivals Term 1. We are into Game 2 right now. It is BSDE Infinity Stones taking on Claver Rivals Team 1. And our bands are in. Hulk is gone. Cloak and Dagger is gone. But who's next on the chopping block?
Good question. Probably not the Iron Man, right? If the Hulk is banned out, they will probably let that one through. Looks like Namor not wanting to deal with the anti-dive. Maybe want to play a little bit more aggressively, safely. And the Spider-Man. So, pretty mixed bag from both of these teams. A ban for each of the roles, plus 2 DPS, I guess is how the math works out. But speaking of stuff that ends up working out, of course, with the thing enabled, both teams are now, or all teams in general, are able to now lock that in. So let's see if the teams actually decide to go full throttle with it, and we could be seeing some fresh new gameplay.
Yeah, fresh on to the piece here. Very excited, Mr. Racquetz, to see how it all goes down. We have the Baguette guy coming to you live on Mantis here. Hello, Baguette guy. And hello to our next game of Rivals as we get into the Madhouse. 30 seconds preparation and 30 seconds devastation. Oh, look at that. The thing is ready to just rush in. It's clobbering time. And let's see if they are going to be clobbering it up, because I've seen a lot of pieces where, you know, certain thing players say it's clobbering time in the beginning of their ranked matches, and then the only thing that gets clobbered is their elo. So let's see how it goes down in this match. Hey, Racquetz?
Very true, very true. Well, hopefully, I mean, look, there will be one thing that ends up losing, so there'll be a 50% win rate. That's true. That is one thing for sure. But, you know, they will be accompanied, well, one of the teams will be accompanied with a Wolverine. So Infinity Stones will be pressured a little bit more with the tank shred coming in from the Claver Rivals team here to see how they deal with that. But still, Infinity Stones, they get the first pick at the start here, courtesy of the Iron Man up in the sky.
The Eye in the sky. And they are going to be trying to take control of the mission area. Taking down clones right now is what Wolverine likes to do. But one thing has gone down. Perhaps another follow. Birdie's down as well. Good shots coming out here from Claver Rivals. Really looking to utilize their abilities here. You can see Iron Man locked and loaded here with the lasers. Just trying to search for their enemies now. Wolverine around the corner as well. Ooh, that's going to be a big throw. Oh, that's going to be so dangerous. And here they go. They're in. Ooh. Goodbye, Mantis. Or maybe not. The sleep locks in. Oh, they try and slip out, and they will make it. My word, that was dangerous. But they do get out. The thing doesn't get out, though. And they've traded thing for thing right now. Iron Man back on the lasers, though, trying to find the back line here. Mantis is down. They've still got another one to deal with, though. You can see Birdie on the point as well. Scarlet Witch trying to slip out of this one. The ult is available for Penny there, so really could be an impact maker, but they don't need it yet. They're still trading player for player right now. Little freeze on the Wolverine as well. If you can stop the momentum there, it really can nullify their attacking potential, but I love how the thing can just keep throwing them in like a baseball. Going for the home run there.
Yeah, just making sure to facilitate this aggression and diving in with the Wolverine as well. Needs to be careful if they're not using the damage resistance as they're going in, as they can get potentially one shot as well. Keep an eye on the passive to see if they can remain durable there. The flank from the thing ultimate is being used. A massive knock up with CC. Very good locking down the team, but the support ultimate was used in response there.
Yeah, support ultimate used in response there, and could be seeing something else on the cards too. Good double up here. Looking for more. Love the delay there with the freeze on the thing. Just trying to stagger out those deaths. Really great to keep yourself in the driver's seat here. Keep things in line as they closely head towards 100% here, just above 90 now in the back line. Wolverine doesn't care if they live or die here as long as they can keep them off the point. That's all that matters. And the healing is paying dividends right now. Just like that, they will lock in that first point of Baron T'Challa.
Yeah, that was done pretty quickly, and they just didn't necessarily give a lot of room to go through and find their footing. And that's the key when it comes to these control maps, especially once the ultimates end up coming online. Make sure your opposition doesn't have a chance to use them in a comfortable situation. And the Clever Rivals team were making sure to continuously send in waves of themselves. We saw the Thing and the Wolverine combo, right? Just hurling him in like a chunk of trash, but that chunk of trash had a adamantium claw set attached onto it, and so happens to be so good at shredding the opposition. So they were doing a good job at maintaining that pressure. Of course, you have to worry about the front line being punctured, and also you have the Iron Man at the back as well, and there's not necessarily a massive hit scan threat from the Infinity Stones to deal with the Iron Man at the back too. So keep that in mind when looking at this draft in general. But Infinity Stones, they're willing to change up their team to try and adapt and go up against what Clever Rivals had in the last round.
That's right, and there they are, Racquet. Let me at them. And they are going to be letting Wolverine out, unleash, or not. Oop, they slept.
Wake up!
Wake up! It's the first of the month, and they are getting into the attack again. Wolverine shredding things through there. They do manage to take down player after play here. Here's the Penny ultimate. Luna's ult still activated as well. Looking pretty good right now, but we'll see just how much of an impact it can make as they try and trickle through here. Wolverine finds Mr. Fantastic. That's a decent little impact maker, and Magneto gone as well. Really just shredding through them right now. All the problems just amounting for BSDE Infinity Stones, and more to come.
Well, at least they do have ultimates incoming for this next fight, so they regroup and force Clever Rivals to group, because their ultimates that are upcoming benefit from a lot of the AoE attacks. So let's see if they can get a clean engage here. But once again, Clever Rivals getting set up for an engage of their own, courtesy of the Thing ult plus Wolverine. But Mr. Fantastic responds, plus the damage boost as well. Looks like Infinity Stones have their opportunity here.
A grand opportunity, and they certainly are taking it all the way through there. We'll see if they are going to be able to make it work, though. They hold back a second longer here. Birdie stuck on the point. It goes big and will not go home as they try and get some more damage through. Squeakers is switched onto the Strange as well, perhaps seeking out a bit more impact on that character there. Penny's gone. Rocket Ultimate is available, though. If they can find a good point for that, maybe could find the impact they so desperately seek here, but at least for now, the Infinity Stone's going to be happy with a bit of reverse point control.
And they find themselves in the driver's seat, so definitely a surge of confidence here for the match. Let's see if they can hold on to it, because the Clever Rivals team, a decent chunk of percentage for their first push as well, so it's not too much breathing room if Infinity Stones get another shot to attack to the point if they do lose it. Looks like they're going to be going aggressive, though, and they want to hold on to it as long as possible to not have that situation happen. Getting a couple picks of their own, but Clever Rivals, their front line is still moving forward to the main choke in conjunction with the fair few ultimates to make sure that they have a successful launch to get back to their point.
That's right. Successful launch. Get back to the point. Get back in action here. As they look to jump into it. Two players gone down, and maybe more to follow. Oh, there's the Strange portal. Agamotto comes out. The Thing ready to launch a home run there with Wolverine again. Looking to throw them straight into it. Strange ready to get the chaos through. See if they can deal some damage here. We'll see if they are going to be able to get it. Like the announcer says there, they've almost got it. And they're getting closer. Wolverine ult available as well. Uh-oh, more damage could be through, and here they come. Attack of the Wolverine. Mantis in trouble. Heads to the rubble. More could be following as well. There's another throw. Home run! And they get the home run stretch and take the map. What a way to close it out.
You love to see it. A nice plays there from Clever Rivals, is cutting through the opposition. Infinity Stones, they managed to secure the point once there. They did definitely show some light, but didn't hold on for it for too long as Clever Rivals, they were back into the driver's seat as soon as they had the opportunity to. courtesy especially of their front line, having that sort of confidence to facilitate with their dive, really pocketing the Wolverine incoming as well, making sure that Wolverine can be as safe as possible too. So I mean, it wasn't necessarily a tale of the tape where the Wolverine was crunching down the tanks every single fight. It was actually going for the backline successfully as well, which is a massive sign to see, being quite flexible in what they can do because of the amount of pockets that was received there. So great performance and a unique play style to see developing throughout the series. Let's see if that can work through the next map as well, obviously, because things can get a little bit different depending on the map that we can end up seeing in the future here.
That's right, and let's find out exactly what that looks like once we load into the next one. Welcome everybody. We are straight into game number 2. Map 2 here. And the bands have begun. Penny is gone, Cloak and Dagger is gone, and Racquet. I see your favorite man on the chopping block.
He's gone. Yep.
He's so gone.
After last game, yeah, that is not getting through.
But
So-
Magic though.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, similar kind of style. I mean, Magic is probably a little bit more flexible in what she kind of wants to do, while Wolverine's pretty much more of a
Linear.
one-trick pony.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly right. So, let's see if they can pop off, though. In saying that, even though she is like a little bit more, she has more options, she is also a character that a lot of people one-trick, so she's not exactly a plug-and-play as well. So, let's see how that performance ends up going there. Oh, it has
Yeah.
a new skin as well.
Ooh, Red Riding Hood skin?
Yeah,
Something like
Red
that.
Riding Hood, pretty much.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought of when I saw that skin. I haven't seen it before. So there you go. Red Riding Hood. Now we
Yeah,
just
very-
need
very accurate.
we need Wolverine to be the big bad wolf.
We do.
Yeah.
He kind of has like the facial hair. For
Yeah,
that kind of
already.
situation,
He's sorted.
right? He's all sorted. Yeah, exactly.
Yep. That's gonna be you at like the next convention, Racquet. You have big bad wolf Wolverine.
The big bad wolf Wolverine, cosplay
Yep.
confirmed.
Perfect.
Yep, you heard it here first. But hey, Venom's having a nice kid.
Yeah.
Having a peek at what
Yeah,
is
man.
available.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Looking
look
at
at that
dinner.
value.
Yeah.
hmm
I think Venom's becoming dinner though. At the
It looks
moment.
like it.
It looks like it. Yeah. All right, and we're straight into the game now. Good heals coming out from the invisible woman there. Try to hold back for a second. Psylocke, good to fall back. The yes word says the no word to the enemies there. We'll be able to fall back safely. And the kill's starting to lock in for Claver Rivals team number 1 here. BSDE Infinity Stones holding back for a second longer.
And the aggressive setup at this spawn is something to behold. Well, thanks to the Venom at the start, right? Having that opportunity to scout out, get a massive knock up, and their team is very close up and personal, but the person that is not close up and personal, launching their ult from afar, being safe, getting a bunch of chip damage through, and causing the Infinity Stones to come in at a staggered rate. The Thing in the back line, he's by himself, but has provided a lot of damage, nearly causing Rocket to fall down too, but doesn't look like they have had the troops to muster up to finish off some of the Claver Rival squad.
Yeah, don't have the troops to muster it up just yet, but we'll see what they can make of it. Could be more on track very soon now. Good shots coming out from the Thing there. Are going to be able to lock it down. Lock and load, you could say. Oh, there we go. Psylocke dips down both healers. That is massive from them. Really going to stop them from making a stand at all. I'm really impressed with just how well this starting point has gone so far.
It's incredibly efficient, isn't it?
Yeah.
They have just been so incredibly consistent, and they've been cutthroat with their approach. Speaking of cutthroat, a sword that you don't necessarily want to be in front of Magic providing the cut herself. And the Jeffa will try to be used to try and snoop out some picks. How many people is... oh, they got one. Okay, there we go. I was going to say that's actually not too shabby. That will help out the scenario.
Yeah, it certainly will help out the scenario, and all is well in the world there. We'll see what they are going to be able to... Oh, there you
Slam
go.
dunk.
Rampage coming through there. Good shots coming out from Luna as well. This is their chance to make a stand here. Magic gets punished. Goodbye to Psylocke. There we go. It took a while for them to get going, you know, but they put the fuel in the engine. And now they are going to be able to push themselves back together here. We'll see what else they are going to be able to achieve now, though, as they head into the thick of it. And 60 seconds to go. Where will they find the ebb and flow? Where will they be able to go? That's the big old question to the eye of Agamotto. Oh, this is huge from them. Rampage looking to take advantage now, falling back. But Venom's back. We love the respawn potential from Rocket there.
Yeah, for sure. Really helping out. And speaking of potential to get the picks in the backline, Psylocke has that under down. But there we go. The healing has actually came out to facilitate a little bit there. Helping out, but let's see if the Jeff ult does get the value required. Not next to a cliff, so does not get the one shots. Missing a little bit of value, but still there is a chance.
When there's a chance, and we'll see which way they are going to advance as they head forth now towards the killing floor. One step closer, one step back. Which way are they going to attack, Racquet? That's the time-old question here. They hit it through. Magic slipping around, tipsy-turvy alike, and they look to ignite their potential here. Amazing stuff again. There's the ulti, and they get one. Goodbye, Magic. Psylocke still kicking, though.
And definitely doing a decent chunk of damage too, thanks to those shurikens. And you will have the tanks trying to sort of maneuver the front line away to make sure that the dive can happen here. Venom really good at making that happen. The knock-up available, but disappear, says Invisible Woman. That is online as well as the Lunar Snow ult. So people won't be dying for the time soon, but still afterwards you have the Psylocke to deal with there.
Absolutely do. Got the Psylocke to deal with and got a whole lot more as well. Both healers down again now. Incredible stuff coming through. This is real firepower though. And they are using everything they have to their advantage here. Look at that point. The OT percentage. So close, Racquet. You can almost taste it. We'll see if they are going to be able to push it over the edge, though. Namor desperately trying to keep them off the point right now. See if they can push. But here comes the Moon Knight. The ulti's out. They're desperately trying to stop them here. Do whatever they can to take control. The Eye of Agamotto's out. This is what they need, Racquet. Push on.
This is so crazy. The DPS are really scrambling to get every little bit of inch of value they can to make sure that the supports don't top up these tanks so they can be no longer menaces. And there we go, the Magic cleanup crew in the end. Of course, the Moon Knight Ultimate doing a very good job at softening up the opposition there too, and finally getting the job done on the defensive side. And, you know, considering what the result was for, I felt like, the first couple or 3 minutes in that match, that wasn't exactly the worst scenario for the Infinity Stones. At least they made a bit of progress. At least they weren't sort of camped up on that spawn for the whole time. But you can't help but think that Claver Rivals, they are pretty close to tasting victory here. So the question is, if you are BSD Infinity Stones, what do you change? It looks like they are willing to make a few compositional changes themselves to make sure that they can get a full hold here, because that's what they're going to be looking to do if they want to escape the claws of defeat for this series.
That's right, escape the claws of defeat and look to keep themselves on their feet there. Yeah, that sword's ready, you can tell. Magic ready to try and pull a Houdini here. See if they will be able to find their way to make their mark. Find their spark.
Cool. Mine has
as they get themselves prepared for battle, prepared for action here. Time will tell who will be able to find their mark, make a statement in this one. They don't have to push all that far to win out the map, so very curious to see how it's going to go down now as we get straight into it. Good fire damage coming out from the Human Torch. They're already being punished, though. Too squishy, and they will go down. Thor coming out, however. Don't think we've seen that one today. Hopefully, could be a good answer.
Possibly. They are trying out different things to see what they can do here. Thor, a very aggressive pick, and obviously saw what they were trying to do with the Human Torch play. BSD Infinity Stones is trying to be relentlessly aggressive in an attempt to try and halt Claver Rivals, give them a taste of their own medicine, but they're not having quite the same result. They will have 1 to 2 more fights available for this map, and they're going to have to make those count. It's going to be very, very difficult from this point on. Human Torch trying to hide, but has nowhere to hide up there. Could not fly all the way over, and that will be another staggered pick, which gives Claver Rivals so much space here. They're just holding the choke right at this door.
Holding it back right at the door, ready for it to burst open here, and they are so close to the end already. And just like that, lock it in, Racquet. They've taken the series. It is in their favor. Incredible stuff from Clever Rivals, team number 1.
They did a great job, Matsy. That was a strong performance indeed, being a powerhouse throughout the whole series. Getting MVP, the Psylocke, was an absolute menace in the backline, proving to be an absolute pest. It felt like they were working around the support ultimates very well in that situation too. Of course, they had to deal with 3 there. And as a Psylocke, it's difficult to get a lot of value if you are up against so many defensive ultimates up against your own offensive one, right? So it was good that she did manage to bait those out and get the picks afterwards to really assist the team in giving more value to the ultimate economy game. And of course, you did have in conjunction the Venom and the Magic diving in too, so that just helps, adds fuel to the flame, and they get the job done in the end. And that was a very good performance there from the Clever Rivals squad, and an entertaining game nonetheless, because we had our debuts of, I think we saw, was it the Thing on the previous match, or Human Torch? Yeah, there we go, exactly. We are seeing more of the Fantastic Four in
Mr.
action,
Fantastic.
which is exciting to see in general. It's fantastic. What can I say?
Oh, fantastic. Couldn't agree more there, Racquet. Incredible stuff from Clever Rivals Team 1, our next victor on the board today. And keen to see who will be able to find victory in our next matchup as well. All the games have been so exciting today, but there's another one on its way very soon. So while we get that one set up, everybody, we are going to head to a short break. We'll see you in a sec. And welcome back to the world of Marble Rivals, AEL High School Term 1. We are into Clable Rivals, Team 3, taking on Westbourne, a surge. And it's time to surge into power in this matchup, Racket. It's portal time.
It is portal time. And where will they teleport to? When I find out. Looks
Racquet's
like
house.
directly up at the point. Oh, I got a headache with that jump. I'm not sure what that was initially. Bit of a debuff as you go through the portal.
Yeah, a bit disorientating, but they managed to make it work then. Already opening things up in the account there. Spider-Man yearning for more kills. We'll see if they can find more. Adam Warlock's back though. Good to have that res potential. Going to the cocoon there, but Venom going to be taken down by the Cloak and Dagger. 2000 doing a great job. We'll see if they can take it 3000. Heading into the next section here. Spider-Man gets shut down. Ooh, good hits from Thor. Goodbye, Strange. And hello to perhaps a little more. They try and take down the Cloak and Dagger here. Oh, there we go. Very slippery, but they can't overextend. Considering the man disadvantage, they are going to really have to play their cards right here.
And that is a tricky situation to be in. Thor, oh, the ult, hello.
All right.
Okay.
That's massive.
You're stuck in here with me kind of situation. Thor of
Yeah.
Asgard popping off. Very, very good. I thought that wasn't going to be the best play in the world, but proved me wrong. The ultimate came up at the right time and just crushed the opposition like ants beneath them.
Yeah, the hunter becomes the hunted in that situation. Really impressed with how they managed to turn the situation around and get their team a bit more point percentage. Heading closely towards the 50% mark here, you can see they're really playing their cards carefully, and it's working out magnificently so far. But, oh, still more to do. The damage, though, on the supports is tremendous right now. They are taking full advantage of this situation. Oh, stealing the heal point away from them. Zaweldo on top of it right now. And Westbourne Surge is struggling here.
They're not getting the eliminations where they need to be there. Spider-Man doing such a good job of pressuring the backline, getting massive knockups of the uppercut, being an absolute menace. A real difficult character to lock down, of course, because of those web slings, but also does have the ability to use ultimate if need be here as well to lock down the opposition.
Yeah, ready to lock it in. Ready to keep them out. Us against the world. Here we go. They are going to be getting into it again here. Going to shoot their shot. Spider-Man. A dangerous game again. Psycho goes down. There's the ulti. Huge. Taking down the Invisible Woman there. Looking for more impact as well. But they must slip back for a moment longer.
See how the re-engage can potentially go here. Westbourne Surge do have their opportunity to have their time in the sun. Don't imagine Thor can do this all by themselves, but we'll be having a crack at it anyway there, but did get cancelled out. And now we'll be retreating back to the spawn, grouped up with the squad. And don't forget, Claver Rivals, they do have both of their support ultimates available for this next fight, especially the Adam Warlock 1-2. They can definitely sack a few of their teammates to get resurrected if need be. So let's see how aggressive they decide to utilize that potentially.
See if they can utilize it in a second here. So they are going to be holding the point for a while longer. Great that Westbourne was able to turn the momentum back now once the 99th percentile was hit. We do have the Adam Warlock ultimate available should they require it. But Adam Warlock is down. 2000 could follow them. Interesting composition, but they're making it work for now. Zaweldo trying to push in here. Nice targeting, trying to take down the healers. See if they can yield some results out of that one. Here comes the Venom ultimate though, looking to see if they make an impact here. Good stoppage there. Moon Knight goes down to Psycho. Really doing a great job so far and keeping them on their toes.
Needing to continuously do that with the support ultimates, making sure that none of the folks end up dropping. We'll have to keep an eye out to make sure that No offensive ultimates are followed up afterwards though, but they won't have to deal with that for the time being, so it is okay. Westburn Surge, they do have the Moon Knight potentially to clean this up. Spider-Man, nice CC to lock down the supports, but the healing is so good from Adam Warlock, but not good enough. Now we'll be following up onto the Adam Warlock as a punishment from that, delaying the inevitable. And let's see if they can actually finish the job though.
Let us see if they are able to break free. As Jack 2009 goes down, a low HP on Thor here, needs help desperately, and they will not get it as they get shut down. An unfortunate event, but they are to repent. 99 to 99. Somebody has to take advantage in this situation. Someone has to come out on top. And Spider-Man is looking to take down every little opponent to keep their team going here. This could be the best timing in the world right now, but they just need to find it. It's trickling down. Will someone finally lock in the first point here, Racquet? Oh, it's so close. Too close. I'm on the edge of my seat.
It is extremely close indeed. It is a battle of inches, and oh, just slipped off the point there. And the capture does end up going through at the very last second. It is dramatically close, 99% to 99%. I wonder if we're going to have the same destiny for the Warrior Fall section of T'Challa. It's a possibility. Possibility. I didn't even realize who kind of ended up winning that point. I was waiting for the scoreboard to pop up.
Somebody
I was okay. So Westbourne Surge to end up getting it in that play there. And in terms of ultimates, they have a couple available, 3 actually, available for this next fight coming up. So they do have the opportunity to spend big if they decide to get that first capture on the point if need be.
Yeah, they sure do. Got a lot of spending power with the ultimates. Westbourne very close to having plentiful ultimates at their disposal. Claver Rivals only relatively close to one, really. The Cloak Dagger ultimate, that can make impact in its own right. And we'll see if they are going to be able to achieve it. As we get straight back onto the point, 20 seconds is all that's going to be between both sides, and taking control right now. And already scoping out the competition, waiting for what's in store.
And a very early Invisible Woman ultimate there, trying to make sure all the folks don't end up falling down. Jeff used, will end up getting 1 pick. There we go, nice and clean, instant value. Also very difficult to avoid on that point. The Venom just being an absolute thorn on the side of the Adam Warlock, just very persistent in that dive. And now that first point will be captured. It just felt like they were playing Ring Around the Rosie, but that provided enough damage, enough utility to make sure that the folks had enough room to work with. So it's amazing how much value that simple play can do, of course, because you don't have that healer facilitating for your front line, which has so much knock-on effect. Speaking of knock-on effect, the Spider-Man locking down a free fight there so that they can continue pushing forward.
Continue pushing forward and keep them all the way back. We'll see who is going to be able to launch the attack here. As the attack comes through for Claver Rivals right now. Good couple of kills go down there. 2000s found as well, though. Really trying to focus fire them down here. Tank power coming out from Strange. Here comes the Spider-Man ult. Great stuff. Webbing them up there, slowing them down. But the percentage still grows for Westbourne.
It is still their point at the end of the day. So this staggered fight, this long fight is basically fantastic for them in this situation. The healer's doing a fantastic job at making sure that they are all sorted up, especially the frontliner pick does end up coming out for the Spider-Man though, so that definitely does help their case to win this fight as well. I have Okamoto used. Will that lock anything down?
Yes, it will. And they will be able to take down the Spider-Man, but, oh, Cloak and Dagger locking down Spider-Man and one of the healers there. This is exactly what they were hoping for. This could be exactly what pushes them over the line here, Racquet. as they get closer and closer to 100. They're on 90 right now, and they could be on 10 more in a second. Spider-Man going for a trip around the sun. And they get the job done. So close yet so far. The stagger comes in. Is it going to be enough?
Very, very close. Portal on the side there to keep an eye on as well, but it just feels like it's sort of delaying the inevitable. The mood haunts you. Very nice placement to try and zone off the folks from entering, causing the pressure in the backline, making sure that no one ends up going through. And there we go. Nice dominant performance on that second sector of T'Challa.
And that's it. Second sector all goes to Westbourne Surge, and they are going to be taking point in the first sector of the match here. Great stuff from the Cloak and Dagger, really making an impact for their team, and you can see just how well they place themselves here. Good stuff from them, Racket. And more fun to come. Coming in to our next map soon, but my word, what a way to kick off there.
Very good stuff. Very good stuff, mate. I was excited to see both those squads go up against each other, especially considering, you know, having a bit of a Spider-Man off there. Spider-Man's a very entertaining hero to see, and it's always fantastic to sort of see how the supports can deal with that, because I don't know if you've ever had the pleasure of playing support up against a Spider-Man. It just feels like a survival game at that point as well. So that's when your teammates sort of come into their best own selves, because they're going to be needing to in order for you to survive there. So great showcase to try and deal with those sort of problems there in the end. But nonetheless, Matsy, it's been a fun series to watch so far. We have been seeing a bunch more Venom, I feel like, as well this week. I feel like that's sort of been a bit more common than what we previously saw. So he's been everywhere. He's been infecting people. The symbiotes are conquering.
Yes, they're taking control of the Earth, and can't wait to see if there's more heading into this next map. But while we get that set up, everybody, we'll be back in just a sec. Welcome back into the analytical game of Marvel Rivals. We have our first set of bands locked in for our second map of our third game here. And Racquet, I don't think they're like web shooters.
No web shooters are allowed.
Only one available and one locked in.
Well, hey, we were talking about the sort of prevalence of the Venom, and that has been cut out. So that definitely is a major factor because he's sort of the main tank contributing to a lot of the dive comps. We don't really see that many Captain Americas in play. We did see a couple of hoverers for the thing, but looks like that was just to sort of, you know, give the crowd something to cheer for. We have seen a little bit of it earlier on today, but looking like we won't be seeing that for this series as of yet.
They'll be coming in 30 seconds. Stay strong.
We'll see what's going to be coming of it, Mr. Racquet, as they're looking to perfectly align themselves, and Hawkeye actually making their way through. You don't see this character as much anymore, so really interested to see how they play it out. I know we've seen Hawkeye before. They weren't able to make too much of an impact with it, but this might be the game where they make all the impact they need as they jump in to the thick of it right now. Racquet, the time is now, and here we go.
Let's see if they can do the best job at converting that time into a win for this push map here, but getting the pick immediately, the Hawkeye, the burst, negating the incoming dive from the Iron Fist. That's already a very good sign. They're perched up on this high ground, providing a boatload of damage. Very, very strong.
Here we go. This is the Hawkeye special coming through. Racquet, once they get that damage rolling, it just seemingly never stops. And, yep, there it is. Glad that they found a way to deal with it, because, yeah, if you leave that Hawkeye unchecked, it's just going to be game over. Your whole team will slowly get wiped out by the Hawkeye Express.
Definitely going to be a high target priority there. And Iron Fist as well, with a little mini rework, does a little bit more damage to tank, so not too much afraid to get in front of the front line there in case to try and pepper that down. But now trying to push forward, cause some pressure up against the defensive squad here. The Thing actually has been locked in on this map, so good to see the Thing picked again, but will be bursted down immediately in conjunction with the debuff and the Hawkeye damage. That's a lot of burst.
Exactly right. Go for the full burst there like a Beyblade, and we'll see if we are going to find that from the Iron Fist. Or perhaps from Magneto in a second. Not going to be able to do much with their ult, though. They are getting absolutely obliterated right now. Falling back. Oh, here comes the Iron Fist, though. Good night, Hawkeye. And good night to perhaps even more enemies. They are hunting them. Goodbye, Jeff. And maybe more to follow in a second here.
Yeah, that was definitely something to take into consideration for these fights. That ultimate diving the backline does a mass amount of damage and did grant them a fair bit of yardage there. Hawkeye at the top here can't deal with all of them on their lonesome. Will provide some nice support fire, but we'll need their squad to back them up for any finishing touches.
Finishing touches could be on their way through as the moon haunts them. Will be able to take down one pair. Moon Knight, oh, so close, but does get shut down by the Thing. So they will be able to press up the aggression a little more for Claver Rivals. Team 3 here for Hawkeye. Caught in the wrong place at the right time. And so that will be a staggered out death for Westbourne right now. Claver Rivals, Team 3. Doing a good job to push up right now, and we'll see what else they are going to be able to maneuver here. It is clobbering time. Magneto could get caught, but luckily for them, do manage to fall off. Speaking of falling off, though, I love in the backline how we've got Zawildo taking down their backliners, finding the healers. Hawkeye desperately trying to clamber around and stop them, but it's just too much. Zawildo maneuvers them so well, deflecting those arrows like a master.
A master indeed. A sensei just catching them midair. Anime-like. and has been providing the goods. Speaking of providing the goods, the Magneto ultimate doing a fair chunk of damage, but had to deal with the support ultimate that was being used there, not getting the full one-shot to decline everything incoming. Will have to try and defend up against the attackers here around the corner, being very, very low. Needs to support to top them up here. The Thing providing a lot of pressure as well to try and get rid of the incoming damage onto the tanks there.
Yeah, incoming damage onto the tanks. It could be exactly what they need here. And we'll see if they are going to be able to require some aid. Here comes that ulti again, hunting down Jeff, saying no heals for you. Not today, not tomorrow, never again. And here comes more damage as well. Winter Soldier finds the Thing, though. Good stuff from GameStar. We'll see if they are going to be able to do more, though. But ultimately, sure, they get kills, but they haven't stopped the checkpoint. So Cleaver Rivals going to be on top of things once again.
Let's see if they can push forward with this momentum here. See how they end up going. Trying to peel back, make sure that none of the members end up faltering here. Iron Fist getting a bunch of value, chasing the Jeff so low, and there we go, hunted down. And looks like they're going to get out scot-free. That's the biggest kicker. Or maybe, maybe not. The supports have them covered.
Have them covered as the enemies get smothered here. And they keep pushing up right now. Rocket trying to hold back. Luckily, he got back to their teammates. Jeff Hall coming out as well now. We'll see if they can make it work. Oh, that's huge! They found 4 players. Try and find a ledge as quick as they can. Are they going to make it?
Where are you going?
No,
Where are you going?
Oh, no! Jeff, where are you going? What have you done? Oh, that is just a dreadful effort. They are going to be punished for that. The Magneto ult does absolute jack. This is unfortunate, Racquetz.
That was very unfortunate, and you're just seeing everything just collapse after that. Just a massive punishment afterwards as a response of it. And now they will be forwarding their aggression onto the spawn point, making sure that Westbourne Surge don't have a clean fight incoming here, courtesy of the Thing. Being a massive threat here, will be going for the Bucky, trying to get the damage resist onto the troops to make sure that they get chunked down immediately.
That's it. Get them chunked down immediately. Make sure they can go speedily into this one. 2.5 meters is all that remains between them and taking the point with ample time. And we'll see if they can go again. GameStar not really going again. They've been taken out of the again and now looking to try and fight back again. We'll see if they can do it, though. They've gained a meter. Cleaver Rivals, 1.44 meters is all they need. Will they be able to push into it, though? Their enemies holding on to this point for dear life. It's all or nothing here.
It's so close, and this is the luxury of having such a sort of close spawn point. But you also do have the Adam Warlock Ultimate Resurrection in play here, just in case the troops continue to fall. They can manage to come back and have another go at things if need be.
And there it is. They brought one back, but just as soon as they bring one back, their other teammate goes down. So good timing, bad timing, who knows? But they are doing the very best they can. Mantis Ult comes out as well. Huge healing there for Westbourne. They can try and fight back, but speaking of fighting back, it's another Mantis Ult. They're putting the Moon Knight ult out. They're putting out all the stops right now to try and stop them. But Westbourne are getting the kills here. They're still shooting. They're still getting the headshots. And they are doing it so triumphantly. Iron Fist is trying to get on a Magneto, but the healing is just too impressive. No one's going down.
Yeah, it's amazing how no one managed to falter there. Support ultimates coming in check as well. Iron Fist crunching the numbers down with the fist like a true martial artist, trying to finish off the job. But at the end of the day, it's going to be a very difficult situation if all of the members are to falter at the same time. Can they get the job done? It will be answered very soon. I feel like this fight will not go for too much longer, but the staggers, that's one thing to take into consideration for this fight. The Cloak and Dagger putting matters into their own hands, trying to get any eliminations to make sure that they can secure it through, but no! It's secured.
2, 3.
It is secured.
Time to switch things up.
Amazing stuff to come through there. And they are going to be happy with the results.
Team to win this one.
And now onwards to the second part of this map. That felt like an absolute marathon, and that was only the beginning, Racquet.
Yep.
We've still got a whole other half of this. Keen to see if they are going to be able to press up, meet them eye to eye to go into the OT, or whether we do see Claver Rivals hold them back with their 5 players, putting in the work right now. It has been a tough endeavor, but not an impossible one.
We'll see what ends up happening. That, of course, they did manage to get through in the end, but the skin of the teeth, obviously that part at the end can be very, very difficult
30
to
seconds before you attack.
manage
Get
to push
ready.
through as the spawn point is so close, but
Dr.
they had the war of attrition, also the resurrection, of course. Had the right resources to get the job done in the end, and props to the squad for being resilient. Now it's time for Westbourne Surge to set the pace. Of course, it's not a difficult time to beat. They just need to reach forward towards the end of the map as Clever Rivals went through
2,
on overtime.
1.
Sure did. Went through on OT and looked to break free for a little bit more out of this one. Zaweldo holding up high though.
Get that vehicle to
Ready to
its
bounce down from the
destination.
sky. Their tank is down though.
Ease
We have to hold back a little bit longer here. We'll see what they can muster. If they can get some backline action in here, get some damage through, this could be quite the problem, but haven't been spotted yet. Speaking of, now they have. So Worldo's down. Maybe more to follow in a second. Ooh, Invisible Woman close to the death as well, but Westbourne Surge are powering up.
Now we'll need to continue to power up to get a nice time coming through, but that looks to be no issue so far for the time being. Being nice and aggressive, diving into the backline, including a support player of their own. Cloak and Dagger getting the job done there in the end. Very nice stuff. Having to retreat for the time being to try and recuperate the defensive squad. And let's see how Westbourne Surge goes, because it's been quite a successful push for the time being. And their time, if they continue at this rate, would be very impressive.
Absolutely would be incredibly impressive, and keen to see exactly what's going to go down here. We jump in to the next sector right now. Westbourne Surge pushing up past the first checkpoint, really finding the pressure to inject themselves deeper into the checkpoints here. And Claver Rivals struggling to find an answer at this point.
They haven't really managed to secure themselves for the time being.
Let's do this.
Let's see if they can try and find their footing. A little bit of a different identity, of course, with the Thor here too. So see if they can get a nice, clean team fight. But the problem is Westbourne Surge haven't had really any use of their ultimates. They still have them all available. So resource management, they have that covered.
Certainly do have it covered, and maybe have even more covered, but we'll see what is going to be on the way through in a second now. As we jump a little bit deeper into it now, here comes that ultimate from the Iron Fist. So close to finding Cloak Dagger, they get it, and onwards to the next. Their teammates are locked in. Bringing out the Thor seems to be the right call. We saw the impact on Thor before, and now it's back again.
Yeah, let's see how that ends up working out consistently. Iron Fist and the Thor combo, they both are the dive tanks. And, well, sorry, not the one. Iron Fist isn't a tank, but he will be facilitated by a dive tank to have some backup in case. So an extra person to have to make sure that the job gets done in the back line. A nice disable there from the Cloak and Dagger. The whole team sort of painted in purple. But Born Again, says Adam Warlock, needing to deal with the onslaught that can potentially come if the deaths come through.
Yeah, lots coming through indeed. Just look at those shots from GameStar. Huge stuff coming out from them there. And looking to seek even deeper damage. They're just locked onto their opponents. You know, they have a laser precise vision there. And are looking to make even more of a statement as well. This staggered kill could make all the difference for them. Ooh. Ooh, they do barely get away, and they won't get away, as a matter of fact. This might result in 2 kills if they're not too careful. Yep, there it is. So Worldo down. And there's a lot more problems where that came from, Racquet. I think this could spell the second checkpoint.
It definitely looks like that. There's war on 2 fronts. The front line was still on the payload there, trying to deal with that incoming push. And the Eye of Agamotto was invested to try and sort that out as well. So let's see how things end up panning out for this 3rd point. For the time being, the Magneto will be the things to kick things off. And there we go. Getting 2 picks immediately. Westbourne Surge. They are powered up and ready to go. They are extremely confident with their performance so far. It definitely does look like they're going to be likely to reach the end of this if they continue at this pace. They still have a lot of ultimates in the bank as well, so they're just playing the economy game very wisely.
Yeah, really playing the economy game quite wisely, aren't they? And keen to see what else they are going to be able to achieve here as they settle down into the thick of it right now. Iron Fist manages to get the shots out, looking for more. They're in dangerous territory, though. The heal's not quite there, but they found them now. Looking to get into it. Here we go. Ultimate time. Ultimate attack. It's the ultimate showdown, but the damage just ain't there. Iron Fist taking a lot of it, though. They get taken down, but no, the healing does bring them back to resurge into this one, but no more rocket. Could spell trouble for Westbourne.
The supportive ultimates and the heals proving to be too much for the Iron Fist there. Nice timing to decline that ultimate. Could have spelled disaster if those resources weren't available in that fight. So a nice job saving those when needed, but still the Iron Fist afterwards did survive because of the valiant support of the healers being available to make sure that the onslaught was still going to be progressing throughout this. And speaking of progressing, look at the progression through to the back line, just being accompanied as well by the Mr. Fantastic, someone who can glue onto him to make sure he has the peel if needed.
Absolutely. I think this change-up is desperately what they needed there. You know, they had the tank, it wasn't working, so now they've gone the off-tank, and it's working wonderfully. They have that balance between tankiness and damage, and it's working out for them so far. But we'll see how long it's going to last, as they are just holding on to this choke point, sticking to it like glue right now. And here comes an ultimate. This could change things.
Definitely can change things. The Doctor Strange Eye of Agamotto used there and did manage to get a fair bit of value, but of course the support ultimates are so good at negating the incoming engage, and the support ultimates are going to be key, of course, for stopping this ultimate in the back here. The Iron Fist is just going massive here, getting a ton of value, but not getting the execute, but at least they have the pressure and the supports to make sure that he can survive that whole journey as well in that fight.
The journey to the center of the earth. Oh, look at that. Shot through the blind there. Lucky shot onto Zaweldo. They will be happy with that one. Now the kills coming through for them. Westbourne Surge trying to push up again. We're back into this again. Taking a bit of damage, healed it back up. Ooh. And they are hunting them down. Mantis ult comes out, though. This can keep them alive a little bit longer. We'll see just how long that's going to be, though. You can see the damage is there. Oop, and there it goes. Both healers gone. This is exactly what you want for Claver Rivals. Will they be able to take it a step further, though, Racquet? The time is really trickling down. This can be problematic if they lose anyone else here for Westbourne Surge, and they've lost the Winter Soldier. This is a problem, Racquet. They can't afford to stagger here.
No, they definitely can't afford to stagger at all. This is extremely important. The timing, of course, trickling into the overtime stage as well, but we are no stranger to these scenarios, as this was sort of similar towards what we had in the previous phase, but this time there's a lot more yardage to cover.
That's it, a lot more yardage to cover, a lot more kills to be found, and they are finding them on both sides. Iron Fist finds the soldier and the rocket as well, looking to take everyone down in their path right now. They're trying to shut down the Strange. Their healers doing amazing work to keep them alive, but the overtime timer is still onwards. It's not trickling down quite significantly yet. They are holding on for dear life right now.
And now the Bucky Barnes ultimate will be used. Winter Soldier trying to get value here, not getting the resets as the team is so durable and they've been so diligent with their support cooldowns. So that is one negated here. So we'll make their push a little bit more difficult as they do not have any upcoming ultimates until the Doctor Strange one is available. But can they get that up for the next fight? Looks like they will. They do have that available in case that is there. But born again, says Adam Warlock. The zombies are back. Horde mode activated.
Horde mode activated. Aya Bagamoto comes out. They try and shut down Zawaldo, but they are getting healed up. It's a full there. Not going to be able to do too much with it. 2000 gets away. Glaber Rivals still holding on for dear life. Just look at that overtime timer there. As soon as they get off the point, it's over. They need to hold on to this one. Otherwise, it's game. We'll see if they are going to be able to keep their grasp over it, though. Mr. Fantastic sticking on that point as well. Buck Rogers trying to shut down the healers here. It's all going down. Fantastic, it so is. They are bouncing around like they're on a jumping castle right now. And there's some damage. Rocket goes down. Maybe more to follow. Buck Rogers getting the focus there. Does manage to counter against them, though. Westbourne Surge doing everything within their power to keep this point alive.
Wow, what a circumstance here. You are approaching the end of this map potentially, and it looks like it may meet that end with style. The Winter Soldier, this is a perfect scenario. The cleanup crew is engaged, slamming the door on the opposition, and you're not able to come back from that. That was clean as ever, and now there is an opportunity to be met. Overtime scenario 3-all for this map, and both teams now have their shot. They were pretty much in similar scenarios, Matsi, and now they will find themselves in another similar scenario for this overtime situation.
It is going the distance right now for Westbourne Surge, taking on Claver Rivals Team 3. Racquet, if it keeps going like this, we could see not just Team 3, but Map 3. And that would be an incredible result indeed if they are going to be able to make this one theirs. But we'll see what else is going to be on the cards here. It's not over till it's over.
Coming in 30 seconds. Stay strong.
It's very true. It's very true indeed. It looks like Claver Rivals, they're happy to continue to go with this unique identity with their comp. The Mr. Fantastic and the Iron Fist, of course, those are the two anomalies. The rest of their team comp is pretty standard, and they're really focusing on honing in their strength to facilitate that dive. And we saw several times in a row where the Iron Fist and Mr. Fantastic, they're surviving by the skin of their teeth, but the supports are providing so much utility and healing that they get so much value getting it done in the back line. And Westbourne Surge, they were just fantastic with their clutch factors. Those last few consecutive fights were so successful, bouncing off the anti-dive properties of their Winter Soldier. Let's see if they can continue to rely on him to make sure that the dive isn't successful.
We'll see if they are going to be able to manage it here. As they hold back a second longer. Good kill onto the Strange there. Nice one from Psycho. We'll see if they are going to be able to stick it through for a bit more, though. Shots come out here. Desperately trying to hold on. The damage trickling through. The kills not following as yet, but I'm sure they will soon. There we go. One comes through from Zawaldo, and more to follow. They rain down terror, and now they take control of the point.
And let's see how far this can be pushed. As we can see, the clock has now ticked down to 0, so all of these fights are so incredibly important, a momentous occasion. But Doctor Strange, that is not exactly what you want to do. That was way too forward. We'll give Westbourne Surge a little bit more of a time to think and regroup for the time being. A little bit of a staggered situation for them. Claver Rivals will have more room to breathe, but it looks like Westbourne Surge are happy to take it to them.
Happy to take it to him and happy to take it from him. But Buck Rogers is back. Good usage of the rocket utility there. Speaking of utility, though, Mr. Fantastic. Fantastic usage of their own utility to try and keep their team alive. Oh, here we go. We're back into the Iron Fist show again. Taking a lot of damage, though, so they can't really use all their damage effectively here, but they are looking to find that cloak and dagger. See if they can shut them down there. Rocket goes down, Magneto to follow, and maybe more to come as they start to single them out, targeting them down. Good usage of the cloak and dagger ultimate though. The floor is lava right now, and they are looking to take control here.
Definitely is the floor lava for the opposition, but for the teammates, they want to be staying on that one. The floor is candy, and for the time being, it is a massive opportunity to try and get a pick in the backline. Didn't manage to get through. Mr. Fantastic so close. The Eye of Agamotto getting a bunch of value there. The whole team painted purple to try and give them that extra damage boost to eliminate and get these eliminations successfully in quick succession at that, to say that they can secure the point. But they are trickling in one by one. Board again, Adam Warlock. This could be the clutch factor, exactly what they needed to continue the fight.
Exactly right. Continue the fight. Do not say goodnight, as they are going to be continuing on the path of blood here. And the timer is oh so close to the edge. But they are still holding on for dear life.
They certainly are. And it is a miracle of what is happening right now. This is a absolute battle to a standstill throughout both of these teams. Trying to contest back onto the point. They're using the mobility to make sure that they can get there successfully, and the support is there if needed. Iron Fist ultimate is available. We saw what it did in the past. There's no support ultimate here for the time being. Invisible Woman's coming up. Can they defend against it?
Oh, can they? Can they indeed? And maybe not. 2 kills already coming through here. They are holding on for dear life in this one. Stop that vehicle. They can certainly try hard, but are they going to be able to try hard enough? That's the entire question here. Here comes the damage. I thought maybe Strange would be caught out, but maybe not. They're working together on this one. Adam Warlock's gone down, and perhaps more could follow. Warlock's back, though, and Mr. Fantastic is back as well, doing plentiful amounts of damage, but no more kills come through as yet.
They managed to get the last bounce on the top of the roof there, which did negate some of their bounce and resets. Unfortunate, but still the damage has been coming through. Westbourne Surge looking like they're going to be successful for this fight, but still Claver rivals have been so good at being durable. Maybe they actually have a shot here. Nice cooldown usage there from the Adam Warlock, making sure that those low members were topped up so that they could have a even fight. The Eye of Agamotto, sorry. There we go. That's something of a deal breaker. Those are the types of ultimates that make or break these types of skirmishes.
That's right, make or break, and that is exactly where we're at right now. Here comes a bit more damage though. Cloak and dagger on to the ultimate there. We'll see if it is going to be ultimately more to follow. Good kill from the Mr. Fantastic there. Looking to shut down Magneto, but the healing is just true to them. Good ultimate, but not good enough. And the fight still rages on.
These players are fighting neck and neck throughout this. Cloak and Dagger having to put matters into their own hands, diving in the backline to try and get some eliminations to make sure that there's no more healing coming out from the opponents. Being an assassin, trying to make sure that the tank does not fall here as well. So close, but Magneto is taken away. Mr. Fantastic does have the ultimate available, but don't forget the cart needs to be consistently contested here to make sure that they can push through and contest. Invisible Woman will be using the ultimate to make sure that folks are kept up alive, but there is not many on the point contesting now.
Not many on the point contesting at all, and eager to see who will rise, who will fall here. As they make, oh, maybe not. Oh, there we go. They've made the second checkpoint now and looking to push it even further beyond. I can't believe how long this has gone on, Racquet, but we run it back again. And the kills just keep running in right now. Cleaver rivals, they have got their number and they are ringing true.
Certainly are. They are getting a little bit staggered now, Westbourne Surge, and the Cleaver rivals, they're feeling themselves, especially after going through basically the whole map on overtime. They must be feeling the special serum here that powered up Captain America, the gamma ray, if you will, for Hulk. Every single power you can imagine they're harnessing in this game to make sure that they can push through the whole thing, because this is an absolute miracle.
It's an absolute miracle indeed. It just never ends. It is giving, and always giving. And we'll see if they are going to be able to keep giving us a stellar performance all the way to the end of overtime here, as they almost hit it all the way to the end. But there's still more to come. Ultimate comes out, huge KO, Sight goes down, Adam Warlock brings him back though, and they'll maybe looking to go for the counter attack here. The shots are coming out left, right, and center. Iron Fist trying to find their center and get a kill right now. Uh-oh, here's Jeff, and Jeff's gone. Exactly what they were hoping for, and perhaps even more.
Let's see how this dynamic duo ends up working off each other on the card here. The Eye of Agamotto used. That is a massive use of that cooldown. Very, very big. Difficult to avoid that one, but Mr. Fantastic is still bouncing around on the cart there, facilitated by supports, but now will eventually be taken down. And there we go. That is the end for that push. And considering the context of that whole map, the fact that they were able to make it that distance is absolutely incredible.
Couldn't agree with you more there, Racquet. Just really impressed with how it's all gone down here. And there's still more to follow. My word. I don't know. Do you think Westbourne are going to be able to deliver a comeback, considering the distance that Claver Rivals gained there? Because that was quite the feat. With the overtime timer pretty much the whole way through that push, it is going to be an effort, to say the least, to try and bring it back.
It's going to be a massive effort. And look, after what we just saw, anything is possible, right? So you can't discard that possibility at the end of the day. But still, as you can see on the clock there, 1 minute. And then otherwise, the clock will permanently be on that overtime tick, which means that after that situation, you will only have one fight buffer period until you start to lose the game entirely. So it's a tall order, right? It's a tall order, and Claver Rivals, they set up that tempo. They were the ones to kick things off, and Westbourne saw this as their opportunity to try and respond. And they definitely had the potential to, considering their performance in this series so far.
Yeah, really locking in on this one. Finding their potential, finding their spark. And we'll see if they are going to be able to hit the mark here. And hit the road. Running into it. And it's Rebel to find the first kill. Traded back onto Strange though. Psycho gets that one. Adam Warlock is back as well. Looking to find even more momentum here. We'll see if they are going to be able to tap into it now. GameStar, good hit onto the Cloak and Dagger though. Trying to stagger out more kills. 2 healers down. Impressed with the results so far, but there's still more work to be done. And let's see if they are going to be able to do it now. They hold back a second longer here. Still more on the horizon.
There we go. And throughout that first fight, that overtime has now been procced. So no unsuccessful fights here for Westbourne Surge, otherwise they will lose this game. It's a tall order, but they do have a ultimate economy advantage for this upcoming fight. Ever so slightly, they can pull the trigger a little bit earlier if need be, but they also have the disadvantage of having to have people cemented on that payload to make sure that they don't lose it, or buffed up, or shielded up. Claver Rivals, they want to pull the trigger first.
They certainly do. Pull that trigger first and rig them for success here. Let's see if they are going to be able to find that though. Iron Fist taking so much damage, gets healed back to full, ready to go full ace into the thick of it again. Trying to shut down the back line here. They are having issues though, but they might find one out of the mix of it because Rocket's down. We'll see if they can do it. Magneto, oh, the ultimate. Surely it hit something. No, nothing comes of it. An unfortunate moment. The sleep coming out on Buck Rogers as well. Exactly what they need. They have again available too. Will they be looking to go again to push them up?
Going to be a very close one. You do have the Winter Soldier ultimate if need be to try and secure things. Disappear, says Invisible Woman. That is a massive ult to make sure that none of the teammates get bursted down here. The Eye of Okamoto is used, but once again, Adam Warlock is surviving all of these fights, which means that he gets to use the ultimate, which means they can have another crack at trying to win this.
Oh my gosh. Just when they thought they had clearance, no, access denied. But only for so long. They've found 2 kills already. They're looking to go for 2 more as well. Are they going to be able to make it work though? That's the ultimate decider as they take down the Jeff. Look for Mork. Look, and Dagger is out. This is a problem. They only have so much healing available and they need to dig deep to keep themselves alive. The healing gauge is only so grand.
There's so much happening right now, Matsy. This is just an absolute skirmish indeed. Mr. Fantastic finishing off the Invisible Woman on the side there, getting the job done in the end. Now pushing forward onto the back line to try and secure the Doctor Strange that was very low on HP. The support's doing as much as they can. That is a nice Jeff ultimate. Finally, the Adam Warlock does end up faltering. That means that the resurrection, of course, won't be coming through, even though it wasn't available. That has been such a crucial ability. The supports have been so durable throughout all of this match. It's a nice clutch ultimate to make sure that they can have a little bit more space, a little bit more room to breathe here.
Absolutely a little bit more room to breathe, and finally they get that room. But will they be able to hold the room? That's the question, isn't it? As Mr. Fantastic does all the work they can to keep this point alive. They are bouncing them back. They are doing everything within their power to keep them away. And here comes the Mantis, looking to keep them intact here. But there's still more to come.
Definitely is more to come indeed. Still, these resources can be invested. I have Okamoto used to decline the ultimate from the Iron Fist. That is a massive use of the cooldown. Fantastic timing to shut things down. That's exactly what you needed at that exact moment of time. Fantastic stuff, and it means they can continue to push the cart a little bit more forward. And look at the overtime progress at the top there. The yellow bar is ever so slightly still intact, but the problem is if Westbourne Surge get out of that area, in an instant they will lose.
Absolutely correct there, Racket. If they get out, they will lose instantaneously. That could spell a world of problems for them. They look to push up once again now. Flavor Rivals trying to stagger around the point, see if they can stop them in their tracks here, but it does come with its own wealth of issues. See if they are going to be able to find some kind of impact though. A lot of low HP players on the Flavor Rivals side, and everyone looking pretty healthy for Westbourne right now. But let's see what comes of this one. It could be happening again. Here's again. And the Winter Soldier is tapping in right now, doing everything they can.
Getting a decent amount of value there, but the response is coming through from Flavor Rivals. It is over after all that time. After all that time, 4-5. Oh my. Wow. We just witnessed probably one of the closest matches we will see here. Kicking off to the earlier side of the season. MVP for Mr.
Kills.
Fantastic. Whoa, hello. And 70k damage accompanied by 82k damage blocked as well. So a massive all-rounder, the jack of all trades, master of all, apparently. That is a MVP caliber performance if you've ever seen one. And to be honest, it's like the first massive standout performance we have seen from Mr. Fantastic here. So showing the power also in conjunction with the Iron Fist, a dynamic duo to behold indeed. And that is a scoreboard that will be cemented on the Mount Rushmore here.
It certainly will, Racket. And I mean, you look on the other side, Winter Soldier got 83 kills themselves. Impressed with that also. They've certainly put the hard yards in and managed to make an impact. The players have got to be so hyped up right now, and they have to run it back all over again. Oh my gosh. But while we get prepared and recompose ourselves for this third and final map of the day here. We're going to head to a short break. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody, to AEL High School Cup Marvel Rivals Term 1. We are into map 3 of our last match of the day here. Westbourne Surge, Claver Rivals, both getting a slice of the pie. We're going to slices of the pie. We're in high supply of bands.
We are. Yeah, they'll be slicing some of the problems from the previous match, and the Iron Fist Mr. Fantastic combo will be rightfully declined
The right
after
heroes
what
can
we
make
saw
all the
previously.
difference.
Fair enough.
Yep, I wouldn't want to deal with that after that as well. So that's very fair logic. I mean, after that, right, you think to yourself, okay, so now that that sort of dynamic duo is gone, what will be replacing it? And it looks like a triple support setup here will be engaged for the squad of Claver Rivals, so the Moon Knight and the Thing. So much more of a different kind of flavor. Of course, one of the kind of reasons as to why that composition was able to function so well as well was because of the Adam Warlock surviving for a lot of those fights, getting the resurrection off as needed too. But you know, this is a situation where he actually will have a little bit more peel, but surprisingly enough, with such the aggressive comp that Claver Rivals have, was just still managing to survive even without that backline peel needed throughout that whole time as well, just positioning so carefully and meticulously. So Westbourne Surge, for their comp, it's not like they necessarily have a lot of dive themselves, so supports will be feeling a little bit more safer, but at the same time, it is very steady, very sturdy, and is very good at locking down particular opponents, a large amount of CC, so keep an eye out for that one, especially if any of the Claver Rivals members do end up being picked off and out of position there.
That's it, picked off and out of position. Ready to see what the opposition brings here. As we jump in to the map at hand. Both teams ready to take down company. And we'll see if that company is going to be lethal. Heading in to the fray now. Here comes the Thing, diving in, trying to lock them out. And they will be punching their way forth. See if they can get a bit more. It's clobbering time.
Definitely is clobbering time. Very aggressive play, diving into the back line there. Now will be knocking up, getting the crowd control necessary, providing a boatload of pressure, but at the same time does end up being picked off. So that pressure, let's see if it can be followed up for afterwards, see if that sacrifice is not in vain.
We'll see if it is going to be as the Moon Knight ultimate comes out. Zaweldo locked into that one. And looking to keep them out as much as they possibly can here. Just holding back a second longer now, gliding forth. Good damage though onto the Cloak and Dagger. Not going to be able to shut them down quite yet, but might be on track for it in a second here. Ooh, here we go. Ultimate not coming. Too little, too late. Zaweldo shuts the gate on their life.
Holding on to it, maybe thinking that they were going to be successful for that fight, so did not need to invest in anyway. Had faith in the teammates, did have a couple of supports still online for the team, so didn't think they needed to use it. So pretty sensible. I respect it. Nice wisdom being implemented there, as they did successfully win that fight as well, and they do now have an extra ultimate to use in the bank for the next one.
Sure do. And they're undefeatable, Racquet. We'll see what else is going to be undefeatable for them. As they jump into this one, Moon Knight ultimate, getting the kill onto the Mantis there, looking for more as well. Goodbye, Adam Warlock. And goodbye, even more. 2000 goes down. All the shots working out for Westbourne here. Just looking to hold on tightly with their grasp here for a second longer. No one gaining the ground.
Still maintaining that defensive position. It's a little bit more of a difficult point to try and conquer. Moon Knight looking for an ultimate, exposes himself to try and get the value, but does not get any of the eliminations afterwards, and does end up being eliminated afterwards themselves. A nice reactionary play. Magneto has the opportunity to get something for themselves, does get some damage off, but not any executions, but still the squad is behind, facilitating him to make sure that he's alive.
That's it. Combining to enjoy the amplifier. And they have amplified their movements very effectively. Uh-oh. Here we go again, Racquet. It's Adam time.
Definitely is. This value for the ultimate has been instrumental to a lot of the plays that Clever Rivals have been doing. They have another shot. It feels like they have another opportunity to try and secure things. The Ivar Komodo will be used to get a support kill, looking for two. But Adam Warlock has been so slippery throughout this whole series. I'm not sure if it's going to be successful. A 1v1 of the ages. Pockets himself back up and is successful with surviving once again.
Surviving again and again, just so sneaky, but will they survive any longer? 3 HP in a dream. Good night. Good night. It's all over, but not yet, as they hold on a second longer here. Done a great job of holding on to the point this time. Westbourne Surge really know how to discourage their opponents.
Certainly do. That's a massive Moon Knight ultimate. Wow, that was a fantastic effort to try and clear the opponents on there. Magneto using the shield to try and sustain themselves. That won't be enough fully in the end. And there we go, cleared through. And that is a very successful first point hold.
Time to switch things up, including
That's the
which
ticket.
side you're
First
on.
point hold, and they will fold them through there.
You'll need a top-notch
Great
team to
stuff
win this one.
coming out from our players here, and we look to take even more into the mix now. I see that Human Torch is being hovered, going for an entirely different approach this time. No tank Racquet, and
No
2
tank whatsoever.
DPS. I like the Storm and Torch combo because I know that they can make some really incredible damage plays, especially combining those 2 ultimates there, I believe.
Yeah.
You can basically see just a storm of power push out.
It looks like that is the win condition that they are going for there. So
30
let's see
seconds
if it
before
manages
attack.
to
Get ready.
be of great use, because it can have enough damage to punch through a lot of the support ultimates, that dynamic combo. So, I mean, mind you, of course, with that damage increase, you have a decrease in terms of your peeling, right? So this is not going to be so standard in terms of how their composition is going to operate. They won't have the same protective elements of having that tank there, but let's see how they manage to utilize it. Let's see if the supports can do their job to make sure that these flyers are going to be uncontested in the sky here.
Let's see if they can reach for the sky. Heading into this next one here. Magneto trying to press up with Strange. I like the pressure on the Westbourne side now, but Storm is doing a great job of getting damage through. Well, not for long. Good shutdown from Cloak and Dagger there. Holding back a while longer. Human Torch may be shut down as well here. Ooh, they do find the Jeff though, so decent impact, but it is being traded back just as quickly. Speaking of quick though, Mantis back in action. Looking all good for the moment. We'll see if it's going to be the same heading forward though. There's still plenty more on the horizon here. They hold back for the moment. Shots come out. And look to go for more.
Looking for the value here, trying to get any picks to try and secure this point. Not too far off as the Storm is slowly falling down. Getting some nice shots there at the back. Adam Warlock being pressured. This has been a crutch of the Rivals to survive there. And they have been eliminated. The Cocoon is to get back onto the point, but I don't think they'll be enough as Westbourne Surge clean up the dishes, the washing, everything in between. The kitchen sink has been thrown out, and they have secured the win after all that.
1, 2, 0.
What a day it's been, Racquet, but the hard work will pay off for Westbourne Surge there. They do manage to take the victory in the end. My word. They had to work for that, didn't they?
It was crazy. It was a fantastic performance all around from all of these players, showing how durable they are throughout the whole thing. I mean, it was a barn burner of the series. It lasted for a long time. And then, of course, we went into the last map there. So great stuff from all the players. You should be proud of yourselves. It's an entertaining one for us to spectate as well. But massive performances coming out there, securing the deal out there for Westbourne Surge.
Absolutely, Racquet. incredible stuff coming out from Westbourne Surge. They will be our victor, our final victor, in our week of Marvel Rivals for AEL High School Cup here. So incredible stuff coming out from them there to be our final victor of the day. Cannot believe what we've seen. Certainly was a stellar effort, and I'm sure that there's more efforts on the horizon heading into our future racket. I think that we've got more fun games to come, you know. I think it's going to be all good, racket. I think it's going to be all good. But speaking of good things, racket, there's more good things. In fact, maybe more great things that we are going to be talking about in just a second, and that's our sponsors. So first and foremost, want to say a big shout out to AGON by AOC, the gaming monitor partner. Or should I say, AGON by AOC, the #1 gaming monitor brand in the world. AGON by AOC provide best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs. But let's not forget, lucky number 2, it's Indomie, the noodle partner, made with high-quality flour and selected ingredients and spices. A plate of Indomie mee goreng will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available today from your local grocer or at indomie.com.au. Racket indulged in them prior to the broadcast, and I might indulge in some of their products after the broadcast myself. We'll see what happens. Big shout out to Indomie. But next up, it's a big shout out to No Vape. The AEL, in partnership with the Department of Health and Aged Care, is promoting our You've Got No Game When You Vape campaign. Do you know the harms and risks of vaping? For more information, head to health.gov.au/vaping. If you'd like help to quit, check out the My Quit Buddy app. It tracks your progress and helps you stay motivated. Or call Quitline on 137848 and talk to a professional counselor for free and confidential advice about quitting. So big shout out to all of our wonderful sponsors there. AOC, Indomie, No Vape, big shout out to all of them for helping us put on this wonderful show here. We certainly appreciate each and every one of you. But if you want to check out more from the AEL, make sure you check out AU Esports League on Twitch, on Twitter, Facebook, you name it, X, whatever you want. AEL will be there, Instagram, you know it, we are going to be there. And you can see coverage from all our different leagues, whether it be Marble Rivals, Rocket League, whether it be anything else that we cover. Make sure you check it out. But for now, we are going to be back same time, same place next weekend. So, until then, Racket, any final words?
Absolute pleasure. I think it was a great game to end on at the end of the day as well. Hope you all enjoyed it. It was a pleasure seeing the fantastic fall in the full effect as well, Matsy. We ended up seeing, of course, the new characters come into play, entertaining, and of course, we will see you all next week. Been always a pleasure. Thank you so much.